Welcome to our next episode of Ice Cream Chats. Today I have Sarah Martin with me. Hello! And where are we at? We are at The Scoop in MacArthur Square. That's Campbelltown, yeah? Yeah, Seatown. And for those of you who don't know where that is, it's south. Is that right? Southwest. It's southwest. It's pretty far from the city. It's about an hour from Sydney. Anyway, so what we actually ended up getting the same flavour. Cheers. We ended up getting Ferrero Rocher. So why did you choose Ferrero Rocher?
Well, it was between Ferrero and I think it was between Ferrero and I don't know, there was another chocolate one, but then I was like, yeah, Ferrero all the way.
Yes.
Yep.
I have to agree. I tried Gay Time. I tried, what was the other one I tried? Brownie, they were both great.
Brownie was the other choice.
Yeah. We're quite similar in our flavours. And then I tried Ferrero and I was like, yep, it actually tastes a lot like Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah.
So, cheers. Okay, so the first question is, how do you deal with past rejection? And how do you prevent past rejection from affecting your current season, like with how you go about relationships, even just with friends and family? So,
I know for me, I've had to look inside myself a lot, and not just how can I find healing in God from this, and how can I learn from it and not just shy away like I would before,
did you find you used to isolate or try to
and I'm still learning, we're made for community and for people, and just learning about how to connect and get over that, to get over myself.
That's a big one.
And learn from it and heal from it, I suppose.
I agree with you. I feel like sometimes it takes a little bit of inward looking to realize that there's a bigger picture sometimes, and that the rejection in itself, it's not I think sometimes when we feel rejected in the past, we can then look in all different places to feel accepted, and then we can get a little bit maybe a bit lost in where we're looking for that acceptance. So you're right, going to God, going to Jesus first to heal that wound, to heal that wound of rejection, is probably really important before then going out and Okay, cool. Now the second question is the culture of social media. What are your thoughts on how social media these days has affected how we communicate with everyone, or how we communicate with each other? Any thoughts on that?
I think we can forget, I can forget about personal messaging unless you're really brave. You're only really posting your highlights. I know a lot about personal messaging and
deeper connection sort of thing.
and really trying to find out about how
someone
and how people are. I think it's back to your personal thing of bring to remembrance that one person that might need a message one day.
But I think sometimes I can, you scroll and you like someone's post or something like that, and you fall into this illusion that you've caught up with them, because you think, oh yeah, I know what's going on in their life. I know that they went to that place for lunch, and in your head you think, they're fine. But you haven't actually talked to them, you haven't actually asked them how they are. And I think that's been a real disconnect with social media, and that to really know how someone is actually going, I find you really only find that out when it's in person, in-person communication. And I think that's something that social media has sort of even though it is good to sort of still connect there, it has also brought that reduction in meeting up in person as well, because I think via social media you're less likely to be real or be really open, especially if you don't really know someone as well. So it just comes down to it takes time to actually develop relationship, and I think it's more than just like a like, because like how many people do you have that sort of just always like your photos and always like give you a comment, but then you don't actually know anything about them, you know? Like, you know, do they even really care about you? Right. Well, we're gonna rate the ice cream. We rate it out of 10. Yeah, mine's actually not melted as bad as yours.
Go back and talk to these people.
I think you got a faulty one. So what would you rate the Scoop brownie flavored ice cream out of 10?
Ferrero Rocher.
Oh, sorry, Ferrero Rocher. What would you rate out of 10?
I'd probably say an 8. Only because like it's got the Ferrero Rocher thing, but it doesn't really have the, you know how the Ferrero Rocher chocolate has like the Nutella kind of thing inside?
Yes.
This doesn't really have that, which is kind of like the best bit of, I mean, if you don't watch this if you work at Scoop, because, you know,
I get it. I get it. So 8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Going off that, that's actually helping me decide what I'm going to rate this to. I'm going to rate it 7 out of 10 because I agree. There's not the actual like. Oh, there is a little bit. Like there's a little bit of Nutella, but what I'm finding is like it would be good if they had the crispiness of the Ferrero Rocher in there as well.
A little bit. Like I've just got a little bit of a nut or whatever that is.
The hazelnut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You know.
not as much.
Not as much. When I was younger, I used to think that you couldn't eat the hazelnut, so I used to like spit it out because I didn't realize. Yeah, you could eat it. And then one day someone told me that you could eat the hazelnut, and I was
It's like my favorite nut.
well, I was young and I didn't know. I thought it was like a seed, like a you know how like a fruit seed, you'd spit it out. So I would eat the outside and spit the nut out. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today on our ice cream chat. Our tagline is, do you know it?
I did watch the first video, but I can't remember.
It's God is good and so is ice cream.
What is it? Ice cream.
Bye.
See ya.
There you go. Well done.